Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Avery at Tea Reviewing 2. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a complete take apart and cleaning of the DAVIDsTEA Matcha maker. Now, depending on how often you use this, you may want to do this process more often than not. For a typical, day-to-day cleaning, usually I just kind of rinse it out, fill it up with some dish soap, shake it up some, scrub it with some water and everything, shake it up, and then rinse it out a couple times, and then let it air dry. However, if you use it often or you haven't done a complete cleaning recently, then you may want to do this process because you'll really get inside of this device and really get in those crevices and clean out that dried matcha that's been left behind. So let's get to it here. First, we're going to take apart the three main components. I'm going to unscrew the top, then unscrew the shaker section. And those are the three main components. But now we're going to get really into it some more here. So let's get the shaker section here first. And you've got the top section. You just want to unscrew that off. And with the top section, you want to get this little rubber gasket, this little rubber ring right here taken off. So you're going to kind of want to get in there. I don't really have fingernails, but you kind of could dig in there. If you got something else, you can really get in there. But you see how you kind of pull that apart. You just want to get into that little crease right there. Kind of pull it out. And you want to kind of stretch out the rubber, not too much, just real lightly. And voila, just like that, that part comes off. And you can kind of see in that crevice, that crease right there, got some dried matcha right there. And also in this ring, it's a little dirty right there in some areas. So that's that section. Now the shaker section with the ball in it, you can just unscrew this bottom part. Just a little unscrew right there, and it just kind of lifts off. Not many grooves to really keep unscrewing it. You got this section right here with the filter basket at the bottom. And then also, a little ball. Now I've cleaned this before, and it kind of still looks like this because it kind of has some cracks going on here. So it would be nice to have like a replacement ball maybe or something like that available on the website. As of now, they don't have any kind of replacement components of this available on the website, but that would be neat if DAVIDsTEA did do that, just in case you break part of this, or you want a new little ball section, a little shaker section, maybe different colors. That's pretty neat. Now I'm thinking about it, a little customization. You can have like a gray or something shaker section with your turquoise. Anyways, let's get back to the cleaning. Okay, so you got this section right here, and you see it right there. Got that dried kind of matcha that's been sitting there. So we're gonna get scrubbing all of that section as well. Don't want to lose the ball, so we're just going to place that back in there for now. And now we have the top section. And first, let's get this middle part taken off. So you want to press down at the top. This is the part where you release the pressure when you're shaking up the matcha with the hot water. So you just want to press that down. And then this little rubber part right here, just kind of flip it up. Just flip it. There you go. Comes off really easy. But you want to keep your finger placed down on that part right there, because if you let go, this part will just fall through. So just gently let go a little bit with your finger, because this part comes right off. It just wants to fall right out because it has nothing that's keeping it in there anymore. And so you've got this little top section with the spring. You see that? Another little crevice area where the matcha just really gets in there. The matcha is really, when you're shaking up that matcha, you got it going all over the place. It looks so great, beautiful, and green in the bottle, but it's also seeping in various areas, as you could tell. It just wants to keep spreading. It wants to go everywhere. But there's some right there. We're going to get scrubbing on that as well. And in the top section right here, you can see another area where you're really going to want to get in there and scrub. And even on the inside of that part right there, if you got a little brush, which we've got something here, so I'm going to use that. And then also, we've got this part right here. It's kind of like that other ring area, the little rubber ring area. You just want to kind of peel it off a little bit and kind of pull on there snug. We'll get it all put back together. Another little section that, well, clean right there, but on the inside, that part, okay, yeah, there you go. I knew it was going to be something somewhere. Just a little bit right there. And then of course you got section right there. So we're going to clean all that. But that is every component completely taken apart in the DAVIDsTEA Matcha maker. Now we're going to get scrubbing. I just like to use dish soap and a couple of different components here. Nice little sponge. You want to get a brush out as well. And I've got a little brush right here. You could get some little soap on there and water to get in that middle part. So you want to get something to get in there right there. You kind of, if you don't have anything like this, maybe roll up a paper towel or something and just kind of, just wipe it in there like you're drying yourself off or something right there with the paper towel. But let's get into the sink now. We're going to go ahead and get our drying rack over here, because as soon as we scrub and rinse, I'm going to sit it over here to start air drying. And with the tumbler like this that gets thrown in the bag and in and out and everything, and just get scruffed up a little bit. Still looks really nice, but I'm okay with using, you know, either side of a sponge. You know, for their stubborn stains, you might want to use a little rougher side of a sponge to kind of really get in there. I noticed at the top of this one, it's a little rough in some sections. Rub that up. Let's rinse it. All right, now we're going to continue scrubbing up each section. And, you know, this part is, you know, a personal part, however you scrub. I don't know if you use, I'm left-handed, but I do a lot of scrubbing with my right hand. I'm kind of ambidextrous in some sense when it comes to using my hands. So with this though, just kind of go either way. I'm just getting it in there, getting the sponge all through there, getting it through here, pulling it through there. I don't know about you, but I like to use a good dish soap and even bath soap. It gives me a lot of bubbles. So, you know, really lather up. Makes me feel cleaner. It makes me feel like I'm cleaning whatever I'm cleaning better, you know, just really getting it lathered up. Something that really scrubs and lathers up a lot. And personally right now, and I'm actually using the 7th generation Powered by Plants dish soap. It says fresh citrus and ginger. This is actually a really good brand, really good dish soap. As you see, it lathers up really nicely, smells great. But whatever kind of dish soap you use. This is that section with the middle. I was telling you, I'm gonna get this little brush right here. Now with this top section and then the inside portion right there, if you don't have something with some bristles or something you can really get inside or around with that part, a Q-tip works nice as well, which I don't have any right now at the moment, but you know how a Q-tip looks. Just kind of get it wet or something, maybe put a little dish soap on it, and then you can really get it in there and around like that and inside of that top part as well. But since I have this little brush, I'm gonna use that. And we'll move on to this piece right here. Wet. Inside all the little crevices. And also I like to do like a kind of a combination of the sponge and some kind of a brush like this, because you can really get down in some other places with it. See how those bristles just kind of get down in that section right there, that bottom part? That's really nice. Shaker section, this little ball, might want to just grab it, I don't know, roll it between your hands with some dish soap. Still kind of stays a little grimy, but it's also in the section where the cracks are at. Shaker section, reapply some dish soap, and then we're just gonna get in there. Now the bottom of the shaker basket. You're gonna do these rubber rings. It's really kind of hard for the matcha to get in those sections right there, but if you notice some buildup on the inside of your sections right there, definitely get a toothpick or any kind of like a bobby pin or something to kind of just go on the inside of there. For example, got a bobby pin. It's good because it has those little rounded sections right there. You kind of get on the inside of that and just go along with it. If you got a lot of buildup, you'll notice it kind of coming out. You may want to keep rinsing or anything like that, but don't have a lot of buildup on mine right here. Just showing you that we're going to do that with this other section as well. The inside part right here is where I did notice some buildup. And it's getting loose right here. This helps loosen it up. So when you start scrubbing with the sponge and the brush, it'll be easier to sweep that away. Now I've got a couple little more sections. That top button area right here. Had some buildup right there. So you just want to scrub along that. Even the spring. And that last little section right there that keeps the button in place. This is another area where a bobby pin or a toothpick or something might come in handy. You can just get inside that little part right there, swirl it around. All right, after getting everything scrubbed and rinsed, I like to do air drying. So I would just air dry it like this, let it dry off. But for the purposes of this video, I want to show you about putting it all back together. So we're going to put it back together. But also, if you notice any stubborn stains that didn't really come out when you're using the soap or the brush and everything like that, you may want to let the components soak in something. Maybe a combination of dish soap and water, or vinegar and baking soda and water, and then scrubbing them and rinsing them. But let's put this all back together now. So first, we'll go ahead and get the shaker section. You've got the ball. I'm going to place that inside just like that. And the bottom component, it kind of snaps on almost. You just really place it on there. It's pretty much on there, but I screw it a little bit as well. Snaps on, screws on. It'll keep kind of going, but you can get it on there where you know it's pretty on there, pretty snug. So there's the shaker component. Now, the top portion, we'll go ahead and get the button and the spring. Put that together. Any side for the spring. And go ahead and press that inside of there with the spring intact. You'll know it's intact if it's doing that right there. So you know you still got the spring on there. Then go ahead and push down on the button so you have some room for the rubber part right here. Then you just press that on there. You just press it in, just like that. Nice little squishy sound because it's still wet. Got this little rubber section right here. And you're gonna have to do a combination of kind of pulling and holding in place with these rubber components. You see the section that is going to go around right there in that section right there. So that's what this part is going to catch on. So you're going to make sure that's flush, and you'll kind of feel it. It's kind of hard to describe, but you'll press it down and you'll feel it as you're going around. You want to press down. You're going to be using various fingers. Keep pressing. You can tell, like, okay, that's flush. Boom. So it wants to stay that same size and shape. So it kind of snaps in place once it gets into those grooves. And that's in there. Now another ring section. Now this part doesn't have the little grooves on the inside right there to catch on to, but you'll know this part is the bottom. It's the more flat section right here. And this is the part that's going to be visible on the top part right here. So this part on the bottom is what's going to go back right there. And it goes right there above that section above the grooves. That flat section right there, going to be for that. And you just kind of put it in place somewhere. And then just stretch it across. And you kind of press it in, go around in a circle, just pressing it in, pressing it in. And then you'll notice it's flush as well. And remember how we took it out? We saw it like that. We saw that little groove. Boom, that's how you get it back off, but we just press it in. And it wants to maintain that shape as well. And when it's dry, it's gonna snap in there a little bit better, not move around as much because it is still wet. But those are the sections right there. And then we got our main components. So we can screw that back on there at the top of the shaker. That goes back on. And that goes back on. And that is how you take apart, clean, and put back together the DAVIDsTEA Matcha Maker. But I'm going to take this back apart and let it continue to air dry. Just wanted to put it back together here on the video for you. But that is it with the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like down below. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And hope you all have an awesome day. Enjoy the cup of tea you've got. Take care.